Please, for the love of God, do not buy this accessory for your PlayStation 5. It's absolute crap. These have always been absolute crap. Even the horse agrees. Look. Let's get into it. Skip it up and that up. So back during the Xbox 360 days, one of the biggest concerns you had, especially when it was the fat white 360 that was still relevant, was your console cooking itself to death. The red ring of death was real. The original Xbox 360 had a 50% failure rate. 50%. Any other company had a product with that kind of failure rate, they would go under. Microsoft, though, is Microsoft, and they're a $1 trillion company now, so they didn't. But yeah, Xbox 360's overheating themselves was a very real thing. And as you're going to see here, there was a device made by Nyko called the official Nyko intercooler. And the concept on paper was a pretty cool idea. It had 3 extra fans. It would help pull air out of the system to keep your console cooler. And you would actually plug in the power supply that the 360 had into the back of it. It didn't require any external power. Cool. Awesome. So you could have a way to cool your system, hopefully avoid the red ring of death. How much this thing actually did to make that happen is questionable. And you're good to go, right? It was like a $20 accessory. Not really. What this Nyko intercooler did to my 360 is it actually made it red ring. The console wasn't defective when I attached it to the back, which it actually attached pretty securely. You'd plug the power adapter into the Nyko intercooler. It would power both the 360 and it would power the fans. And sometimes it would make it seem like it was red ringing. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Pull off the intercooler, plug it in, console runs fine. These things are junk. And I remember that I called out Nyko when they came out with an intercooler for the PlayStation 4, and they were like, no, Rich, it works really well, we promise. They actually sent me one, and it was just loud and annoying and fine. It didn't make the console freeze up or anything or lock up or seem like it's defective like it did on the 360, but at least the base PS4 didn't really have any overheating issues. It was an unnecessary product. There was this Nyko for the 360. They capitalized on the fear-mongering due to the red ring of death. Even though the PS4 Pro was a loud, warm boy, most people I know didn't have a problem where it straight up overheated. So buying these kind of intercooler accessories for 8th gen consoles was, well, stupid. Well, now with the PlayStation 5 and Series X, we've seen the teardown videos of both of these consoles. Both companies are making really sure that they don't overheat. And from what we've seen under stress tests, the Xbox Series X gets up to 62 degrees and the PlayStation 5 gets around 65 degrees Celsius, by the way, which is more than acceptable for silicon to get to under stress. So it's not really a big deal. Overheating isn't a thing on the Series X and PlayStation 5, at least as of now. But of course, people, these no-name companies, Nyko is technically not a no-name company, but these no-name companies, they want to capitalize on the fear-mongering. You bought this nice, expensive console. You want to make sure it stays cool and doesn't overheat, right? Well, guess what? We have a PlayStation 5 host cooling fan game external accessories. Love the proper use of English there. Also, by the way, shout out to Spawnwave Media. This is where I saw it on a Spawnwave Plus channel, I believe. And I was like, oh no, they're bringing these things back. So here it is. Here's the cooling fan for a PS5 gaming console. It has long life, easy installation, reduced noise. I can promise you right now, it doesn't reduce noise. It probably makes noise worse. And it has 3 fans. Then you look at the 3-fan horizontal design. What happens if you hold the console up vertical? No-name company that has a small fan. It has a small fan. Then it has a big fan, and it has an on and off. Oh, God, I hope no one actually buys this and thinks it works. I hope. That's why I'm making this video. And it has an extra USB-A port on there. And I don't know why they have a picture here. Easy, slim fit, no tools needed. Why is it showing in the front of the console? You're not putting it on the front of the console. You're putting it on the back. And it's saying that it doesn't require any more power. I would not trust plugging this thing into my PlayStation 5. Just even in the pictures, like they're not trying to hide how cheap this thing is. They're not trying to hide how cheap it is. Look, here is the thing, and Spawnwave said the same thing as well. These consoles, they've been painstakingly designed. That's why the PlayStation 5 is as big as a Buick. They have been designed to make sure that they will not overheat so long as you don't get a defective unit from the factory. But they really went out of their way to make sure that this is a non-issue. And buying these third-party coolers to add to your consoles, which I'm sure the Series X is going to have some too. If anything, it'll make the air like this is getting in the way of the design that the engineers for the PS5 and Series X had in mind. They may actually cool worse. I don't know. I'm not going to buy one to test it out to see what the temperatures are and if it has any benefit, because it's not worth the risk. I bought the consoles just like you guys did, and I don't want this, this could actually even void the warranty depending. So stay away from this stuff. It's snake oil. It doesn't work. There's no need for it. The consoles have been designed well. We've seen the inside of these consoles and how big the heatsink is on the PlayStation 5, and the big fan and all the effort that Microsoft went in cooling the Xbox Series X and S. These are unnecessary, and if anything, they will damage your console. Stay away from them. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one. Hey, if you enjoy my content, consider becoming a Review Tech USA member. I'll have a link below in the description. I live stream now on this channel all the time, and it gives you access to cool emoticons to use as well while I live stream. Again, link below in the description. Thank you for your continued support.